What if I told you that a miraculous event has unfolded right before our eyes? Could this be the fulfillment of prophecy foretold in the Bible? Imagine this, an event so powerful, so unexpected, that it shakes the very core of what we think we know, and yet it is happening right now in Gaza, one of the most conflicted regions in the world. Hundreds of devout Muslims, firm in their faith, have witnessed something incredible. They saw Jesus appear before them. In that moment, their lives were changed forever. Hundreds of them converted on the spot, leaving everything behind to follow Christ. Could this be one of the signs? Are we witnessing what the Bible has spoken of for centuries? This isn't just a story. It's not a rumor or hearsay. This event is happening in 2024, right in the heart of Gaza, a region often associated with war, division, and religious tension. But now, the conversation is shifting. It's no longer just about politics or borders. Something much bigger is unfolding, a miraculous occurrence that no one can ignore. The question we must ask ourselves is, why now? Why in Gaza? Is this just a coincidence, or is this a sign that we are moving closer to the fulfillment of biblical prophecy? We know from Scripture that Jesus plays a significant role not only in Christianity, but also in Islam. In fact, the Quran mentions Jesus as a prophet, though it doesn't recognize him as the Son of God. However, what makes this event so extraordinary is that the appearance of Jesus in Gaza led to hundreds of Muslims converting to Christianity. This is not a story of one or two people, it's a mass movement, one that seems to align with key elements of prophecy foretold in the Bible. Could this be the moment we've been waiting for? The Bible tells us in Matthew 24:14, "And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come." Think about that for a moment. The gospel is now spreading even in places where historically it was met with resistance. Isn't that exactly what's happening here in Gaza? This miraculous event is more than just an isolated incident. It's part of a much larger pattern that's emerging around the world. We're seeing signs everywhere, from strange phenomena in the sky to natural disasters that seem to mirror what the Bible has warned us about. And now, here we are, witnessing conversions in a region that many thought was impenetrable to the Christian faith. Could this mass conversion be another sign that we are nearing the end times? We know from Acts 2:17, "In the last days, God says, I will pour out my Spirit on all people. Your sons and daughters will prophesy, your young men will see visions, your old men will dream dreams." It's clear that God is moving, and His Spirit is touching hearts, even in the most unexpected places. Gaza is no exception. This isn't just a political or cultural phenomenon. This is something deeply spiritual. Think about it. Hundreds of people seeing Jesus, many of them for the first time, and immediately feeling called to change their lives, to convert. Could there be a clearer sign that we are living in the days of prophecy? This moment isn't something we can simply brush aside. It begs us to ask questions, to seek understanding, and to look at the bigger picture. Jesus appearing in Gaza and the mass conversions that followed. This is an undeniable event that aligns perfectly with what the Bible has been telling us all along. And if this is just the beginning, what comes next? What are the implications of this miracle in Gaza? Could it mean that we are on the verge of seeing even greater signs unfold in our lifetime? When we talk about miracles, we often think of events that defy logic, moments where the divine touches the world in a way that no one can deny. What unfolded in Gaza is precisely that, a moment where heaven met earth and lives were changed in an instant. Imagine this. In the midst of a region marked by conflict and division, hundreds of people saw something that defied everything they had known. They saw Jesus appear before them in full glory. Eyewitnesses describe the moment with words like overwhelming, glorious, and unbelievable. But what's even more remarkable is that these witnesses weren't Christians. They were devout Muslims, individuals who had followed Islam their entire lives. And yet in that moment, everything shifted for them. Let's focus on what we know about this event. In early 2024, a gathering of people in Gaza reportedly witnessed the appearance of Jesus. It started as a normal day but quickly transformed into something extraordinary. Eyewitnesses recall seeing a radiant figure, glowing with a brightness that could not be explained by natural means. Many fell to their knees, overcome with awe. Some couldn't even speak, while others began to cry out in reverence, as though their souls recognized the presence of the divine before their minds could process it. This was no ordinary vision. This was Jesus. The signs are clear. God is moving. The question is, are we ready to move with Him? As we take in everything we've seen and heard, there's only one question left to ask. Are you ready for what's to come? The Bible has laid out the signs, and they are unfolding all around us. Will you recognize them? Will you allow them to strengthen your faith? In Matthew 24:42, Jesus reminds us, "Therefore keep watch, because you do not know on what day your Lord will come." Are you paying attention to the signs, and more importantly, are you preparing your heart and spirit for the times ahead? Now is the time to reconnect with God, to seek deeper understanding in His Word. The miracle in Gaza is a reminder that God's power is real, His prophecies are true, and His return is closer than we think. We're witnessing the gospel spread to places many thought it could never reach, just as Jesus said in Matthew 24:14. "And this gospel of the kingdom will be preached in all the world as a witness to all the nations, and then the end will come." This is happening right before our eyes. It's not just a story, it's reality, and it should push us to dive deeper into the Bible, to strengthen our relationship with God, and to understand His plan for us. But more than that, it's a call to action. If we truly believe that these events are fulfilling biblical prophecy, then we must share this truth with others. The world needs the hope that only Jesus can provide, and we've been given the responsibility to spread the gospel, just as Jesus commanded in Mark 16:15. "Go into all the world and preach the gospel to all creation." The signs are all around us, and they are clear. God's plan is unfolding, and we are living in prophetic times. So, will you stand up and act with faith and conviction? Will you spread the message of Jesus to those who need it most? This is not a time to hesitate or stand on the sidelines. The Bible tells us in Romans 13:11, "The hour has already come for you to wake up from your slumber, because our salvation is nearer now than when we first believed." The time is now, and the signs are undeniable. God's power is on full display, and His plan is coming together in ways that leave us in awe. The question is, will we be ready? Will we live our lives with the faith, urgency, and conviction that these times demand? The signs are here and the time is short. Let's be ready.